Hi, I'm Matt from hockeyreviews.ca, and this is a review of the CCM Tacks or Super Tacks AS1 player skates. So I've been using these since basically they came out, and I used FT1s before, used X100s before, have true goalie skates. So my review of the Tacks player skates. Now they all fit a bit differently, so I find it kind of weird when people review skates, especially ones that wouldn't really fit them. For me, FT1s weren't big enough in terms of depth with here, and as well as width on the ankle. I mentioned that. I also mentioned some of their weak spots in terms of protection and comfort. So the tacks are a bit wider and deeper, so they should kind of help me with that. So I guess I'll go on there. I will not be reviewing these Ortho Move insoles. They will be reviewed in a separate video because you can buy them separately. But it's nice that CCM includes an insole that's actually semi-decent instead of kind of this piece of foam, which is pretty joking. It's kind of a joke in the FT1s. With that said, the FT1s also came with a pair of these, so it's not that bad. But CCM is including these Ortho Move insoles, which are nicer than a normal foam insole that companies are offering. Personally, right now I am using a pair of Super Feet, and I'll pull those out. So I have a pair of Super Feet carbons in there. I wear the Super Feet carbon because I try to pull my toes back a little bit. You can actually see where my toes are aligned. The reason being is my foot is still a bit wide on the outside, so I try to use Super Feet to pull that back a little bit. It doesn't really, I think, make a huge difference, but I'm kind of used to them now, and so I just kind of keep them in there. So with the skates themselves, first thing I'll talk about is the blades, because I don't use the blades. As you can see, I do not use the SB Black. The SB Black is honestly terrible for steel. I find CCM stock steel is horrendous. On the FT1s, it has the Hyperglide. I replaced those with actually these blades, which are Bionic super polished, and these are 100 times better than the Hyperglides. And I don't like the blacks because they don't really offer the polished like the shiny and reflective qualities of the blade, which basically makes it so it doesn't stick as much, or snow doesn't stick to it, and it kind of glides better. I play in really bad ice when I play out, and these blades help a ton. When I don't use these blades, it really feels like the front of the blade and like the toe area is kind of digging into the ice. But when you use these blades, you don't really have that issue, and it doesn't feel that bad. It kind of mitigates the issue of the really awful ice. With that said, my girlfriend uses a pair of Super Tacks, and she uses the SB Blacks. She has to get hers sharpened about every 2 weeks. I can go for at least a month on these without sharpening them, and I'm on the ice once or twice more a week than she is. So the fact that my blades last longer than hers do when we play together and I play more is a testament on Bionic compared to the SB Black. CCM really needs to step up their steel game. Bauer came out with the LS5, which is a pretty high quality steel that offers some qualities like Step Black does. CCM really needs to go that direction, or just go with Step or something in the future and get rid of their stock SB Black and SB like hyper polished. Honestly, the steel is just junk, so I'd get rid of it right away and replace it. Now with that said, the holder, I don't really have any issues with the holder. It's not a quick release. Their next version of their holder will be a quick release. I don't have any issues with this one particularly. I just use it and with this kind of steel. All right, so I mentioned the fit profile of the skate, which is a bit wider, deeper than FT1. It's a bit bigger, I think, than the Supreme, but smaller than Nexus when you're comparing Bauer's. This skate does have the awesome feature of being a one-piece outsole with no kind of outsole down here, so it's a one-piece boot. This skate is much, much stiffer than the FT1s. I think it's less stiff than the original Super Tacks, but it is a very stiff skate, and I can definitely feel it when I play on it. Basically, with the FT1s, whenever I was stepping, doing the strides, I could feel the skate itself kind of flex under my foot and kind of move with my foot, and that's kind of how it just feels more natural, and it feels like you can get a bit more power out of that way. These ones feel more like ski boots. When I skate, I don't really feel that flexing anywhere here at all. It plays pretty firm and pretty stiff. It took about a skate and like a better skate to get used to compared to the FT ones, because the FT ones were so much softer than these. But I don't have an issue with it. I find I get used to it, I'm okay with it. I find I skated a little bit better in the FT ones because of that flex, but it's not like a huge difference. I'm really comfortable skating with these. I find I skate very well in these, especially compared to my old X100s. I'd be curious to skate in these compared to true skates, but I don't have the opportunity to wear true player skates. So I'm kind of just basing it off that. The stiff boot is like, there's preferences, right? That's kind of the point of the FT1 and the Ribcore, is that you have less stiff options compared to this, as well as fit. I kind of wish CCM offered different stiff profiles of different skates, so if you don't fit in one skate, you can still get it in the other. Maybe you could custom, but it'd be nice that in that sense. I kind of prefer the FT1 a little bit in terms of stiffness, but I obviously don't fit in that skate, hence why I'm in Super Tacks. So you might be able to see this, but there is a bit of a bulge right here. So even when I went from the FT1 to this skate, I had to get this skate punched out because I did have forefoot pain. I don't have any issues when I'm skating itself. It's when I sit down on a bench or when I'm standing still not skating, I have issues. Even after punching this out, I still had issues. I still have forefoot pain, especially if I tie these tight. I like my skates tight, so I generally do tie them tight. And so if I tie these tight, it tends to bother me here, but if I tie them loose, it tends to feel a bit sloppy, so I wish it was a bit tighter. I also stretch these skates. So what you can do is you can bake these and you can put them in a machine where you can, I think it's a Blade Master machine, but you can stretch them this way and lengthwise. I stretch them widthwise, and even after doing that and punching, I still have a bit of forefoot pain. It's not really the skate's fault, it's just how it fits my foot, so I'm not going to dock it or anything like that. I just want to talk about how the skate actually fits and why true might be an option for me in that sense. The other thing, moving on to the tongue, CCM I think has the worst tongues in hockey. They always have a molded piece right here, so it's like a plastic, it's like a harder plastic on it, and you can see it doesn't go all the way around, it's just kind of in the middle. What happens is it makes the CCM tongue is kind of rounded like this, so hopefully it shows up. Now, the reason I just don't like how this ends up working, I find that with this roundedness, it doesn't fit right ever on my foot, whereas the Bauer tongues I've used in the past, which were just normal felt tongues without anything on the top of it, just kind of sat flat and sat perfect on your foot, where this one, I find it does kind of move a little bit. Not when you're skating, but when you're putting it on, it doesn't totally sit perfectly straight. I had issues with a similar tongue to this with the FT1s with lace bite, specifically like right here, breaking down the plastic a bit, and then like once you wear it and then you get lace bite, because I didn't have enough depth in the FT1s. I find Bauer does a much better job of tongues than CCM does, and I honestly hate their molded tongues, like what this is. I just think Bauer does a nicer job of that. Bauer has kind of the fancy like protection and flex stuff on here now. I haven't used that. It looks ugly, but I've heard it works well. But I wouldn't mind trying something like that, or just getting a tongue that doesn't kind of have this, just the way CCMs are all molded rounded. It's kind of annoying. And I find their tongues are kind of lacking compared to other companies. That's the tongue though, so it's not that huge of an issue. And if I really want to, I could replace it. So the one awesome thing that CCM does with their skates, and it goes down, so not just their top of the line ones, is what their kind of extra features they put on their skates. So these have the softer flex, like I can't remember exactly what you call this stuff, but the comfort edges. That's Bauer's comfort edge on the side, so you can see you have some softness there. It's on both sides. This is the first skate CCM actually made where this actually is soft. I had the FT1s and it has this piece here, but it's totally hard all the way up and it doesn't do anything. It's just there for looks. And their previous skates were the same way. Finally, it's soft. So good job with CCM for finally actually making this soft and not just look soft. The other thing is you can see here how there's like a black, hopefully you can see here, it's like a black little piece here along the eyelets. This is a wear guard. So if you've seen my true video, there's kind of wear here. It's on this side as well. Bauer has it on their top end skates. CCM puts it a couple lines down from their top ones, which is always nice. That's where the tongue rubs, and that way it just stops from eating away at the liner. This kind of slides a lot nicer, and it will put wear on the tongue, which is nicer than the actual liner of the skate. So a very nice feature from CCM there. Their liners are total dry liners. It's not that grippy in here. I've never had any issues with it though. It has some textures and some designs on it to make it grippier. I don't really have any issues. It's definitely not as like grippy as the Bauer ones are. Like they have, I think the 1X, the newest 1X is pretty like bitey or grippy, I should say. I don't have any issues with these. I don't sweat a lot in my feet when I skate, so my feet are never wet when I skate. So it's kind of a hard thing for me to judge this compared to another skate because my feet are never wet after actually playing. So I can't really comment on how well this works. For comfort in this skate, it's definitely padded more than the FT ones were. I am fairly comfortable in the skate when I wear it. The heel has a nice pockets in it. The side padding right here and right here is nice. Hopefully you can kind of see my ankle indents. The skate forms very well to your foot, especially with the monopiece boot. Something CCM is doing pretty good right now, where their skates do form pretty well. Not as well as True's, but they're kind of made slightly differently. So yeah, so there is nice padding here all around. Don't really have any uncomfortable spots in the skate. With that said, for how comfortable the skate is, and I don't have any rubbing issues. While that is a fit thing, I kind of wanted to bring it up. And while that it's comfortable, it has pretty sufficient padding, I feel, and it's a very stiff skate. My problem is, so I took a shot blocking, so protection. Now I always wear these skate guards. I block a ton of shots. I play net as well. It's just kind of second nature to me. I'm not really afraid of the puck. I just get in the way of it. I kind of find it fun. I like playing defense more than offense, so kind of ruining other people's offensive abilities is enjoyable to me. Someone asked me how the protection is on these skates, so I went shot block or less for one game, and just to see how it is. And this game isn't really high level. It's not A level or anything like that. It's lower. It's co-ed. It's not super serious. And I took a shot right here off the ankle bone. It won't show up in a video, but I can feel where it got hit because there's a bit of a I'm not gonna say indent, but you can kind of feel the bump. It bruised my ankle bone, and I'm pretty sure I have a bone bruise. It's been week 2 of it, and my ankle still hurts a lot, to the point where once it happened, I got the puck out, changed, and then I took a couple shifts off just because I couldn't put any pressure on my foot, making a stride. Now, if I was getting paid to play, I might fight through it, but so I was bothering me enough where I was really feeling it when I was trying to skate. And then I didn't play. I got asked to play another game right after, and I turned it down. I never turned down hockey, and I did because my ankle was swelling up and hurt pretty bad. I think I have a picture of it, which is pretty bruised. I might post it, show it over here. Basically, what I wanted to get at was the protection in this skate is laughably bad. If I felt that from a shot in a low-level league right off the ankle, and I'm still feeling it a week later, I don't know, and I would be fearful of how this would feel if you were playing junior, AAA, competitive hockey and took shots off this. I'd kind of question it and be a bit worried. It definitely feels better than the FT1 did in terms of right here. And I also get shots down here, and they don't really bother me, where in the FT1 they really did. So protection, I think CCM is still really, really lacking in this regards. I don't remember ever feeling pucks like that in my X100s. So it's kind of bothersome to me a bit that, again, CCMs are lacking there. Now, this is a super lightweight skate. Not as light as the FT1, but very light, lighter than the Trues. I'd rather them bulk that up a bit to get more protection in there than what this is, but people always go for the lightweight. If you're playing serious hockey, I would definitely suggest something like these, or the pro ones where you get a piece added to it without the whole wraparound, just because I'm very uncomfortable with that. And if you're actually playing competitive, you don't want to miss a shift, you don't want to miss a game just because you blocked a shot. Those help it out, and I'm pretty disappointed with how that is. So just looking at the tendon guard, it's just a one-piece tendon guard, nothing really fancy. It's pretty sturdy. That's about it for that. I think that about sums it up for these skates. I think CCM has one of the better skates for the retail market in terms of tech. They have the one-piece boot, which isn't really offered from anyone right now besides True. but this one is you can get on retail without ordering custom, and True has a lot of fit and finish issues, which these really don't. Their fit and finish on these is fantastic. Whether you like the graphic or not, everything looks great. You can actually take the graphic off if you really want to with, I think, nail polish remover, and just expose the actual carbon. I think the skate looks great. It's fairly comfortable for me. The padding's pretty good. All the little features like the right here and the wear guards are nice. I wish the tongue was a bit better. It's a solid skate. It's definitely up there in terms of like performance and so far durability. The steel definitely needs to be swapped out. Bauer's definitely beating him in steel, like stock steel. The holder needs to get a little bit better so it can be quick release, which is coming in the future. But Bauer doesn't have the one-piece boot design and doesn't have as much moldability as these do out of the box. So I gotta give CCM props for there. I think their fits can be a little different. That's another topic. I would definitely recommend people checking out these skates if the FT ones don't fit you. But if you're blocking shots, definitely get protection, extra protection, shot blockers. Because I'll wear it always, and I was kind of disappointed with that. But the skates perform very well. They look pretty well. Fit and finish is good. Durability so far has been good. There's a little piece sticking up here. That's just from a skate, hit it, kind of chipped it. It's just the outer layer. It's all fine. Skates have marks, but they're holding up well. So I can't really complain with anything with that. Wish the tongue was a bit better. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, this was a pretty long review, so I apologize. Hopefully it was really helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hate to say this. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. Remember as well, if you ever buy gear, don't buy a piece of gear because of one of my videos. Please, if you don't mind, reach out to manufacturer on social media. Just say, hey, I bought this or didn't buy this because of this person. Just gets me noticed and gets me out there a bit, just so I can get gear, so I can do reviews and demo them and stuff like that. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.